game.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
it was mostly combat.
So.
It was mostly combat session. So that was good. That was good that it was that session in particular. But would anybody like to give me a quick rundown of what happened last week so that everybody who is not here knows where we're at?
Eric is an asshole. Eric is an asshole.
Why am I not surprised?
Freaking, he was like, oh, let me show you where the big scary spider is. Let's go this way. And then we were like, actually, we want to go into this room. And it turned out to be his like bedroom, quote unquote, with his cat like casket thing. And he had a chest with a tuning fork in it that I think Finch is harboring right now. And I hope she put in the bag with Bruiser, so if anyone tries to steal it, Bruiser has to go, they have to go through Bruiser first.
Yes.
And he was like trying to make concoctions that were like a homeopathic spider, like keep away type of like liquid. It was really dumb. And then when we left the room, he was like, actually, let's go this way. And then we were like, didn't you say this way first? And he was like, oh, no, it's this way. But it turns out the room he led us to had this like weird monster thing. And like Jack was like, I'll take care of this. And so he tried to confront him. Obviously didn't work out very well because he didn't really care. So Vesper kicked Eric into the room. And then we fought him. It actually went fairly quickly, suspiciously. So we were all like, huh, that was weird. And Eric's like, oh, I'm sorry, I meant this way. And we were like, dude,
Sure,
what you said the first time. So we went that way and we saw these like zombie skeletons that were being puppeted by spider webs. So we walked around and Finch was like, don't touch any of them. But Vesper was like, I'm going to trip them on purpose. Because you know what? I ain't going to be led into any other room by Eric anymore. We're just going to make the baddies come to us right now and just kill all of them. So we killed all the baddies, including, I'm assuming, the big spider baddie. And as of right now, Jack was the one who got to put the final kill on the big spider baddie. Vesper stuck in a web after hitting Finch because she got puppeted by the spider to hit Finch, which was very sad. And I don't know what's wrong with Ava because he's got the thing on his icon.
That is to represent that I have Flame Blade concentration on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't.
So
is there stuff on the map because I can't see anything?
Let me fix
you
it.
gotta
Give me a second.
zoom out, and then scroll in.
I also am not entirely sure. Okay, your character does have night vision on, so you should be able to see, I think. Let me move your token about.
Hold on. There we go. Got it. Sorry,
Okay.
continue.
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, and last week, Helio and Liddy were absent, right?
Yeah.
So they just kind of like hung out. They didn't really participate. We killed everything without their help.
We were watching our back. That's what we're doing.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
Nothing snuck up on us.
did
Helio
utilize.
was just.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say Helio was just like, "You're doing great, everybody. Keep going."
Great job. Keep it up.
We're pulling
I
a Jack.
believe in you.
All right. Well, I also just learned. So I was trying to figure out how in Roll20 you do that thing. So, Cat, man, I gotta stay on the floor, bud. All right. But so as DM, you can like click. You can ping, and then there's a way you can make it so like all the players scroll like on their screen to that location. And I was trying to figure out how that works. And if you just do shift click like that,
Shift. Oh, whoa.
you all are moved, and then if I do this, you all come back.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah.
fancy.
I'll have to remember that so that way I can draw your attention to places. Like, what if I wanted you to look at this void, and then like I send you the void.
Uh-huh.
See, I don't even have to do like a distraction. I can just be like distraction created. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I can make my own distractions. But, alright, with that out of the way, with everything kosher, with the session being recapped, with me Googling something random, and with my notes pulled up, we're gonna go. My only note is that, so last week, I was really tired, just for the people that weren't here. I was wicked tired last week. I was, like, dead tired. I don't know why, but I was. So, there is, upcoming in this dungeon, there is, like, an encounter that's, like, very specific for Finch, but Finch isn't here. So, when you guys come to it, I'll probably just, like, briefly describe what is, like, happening, and, I'm gonna go over it with her, with Kirsten later, sometime, like, in the next week, so that she can, like, do it. But I'll briefly, like, I'm assuming it's gonna happen this week. It's, like, almost certain you guys are gonna encounter it this session. So, like I said, I will briefly be like, here's kind of what happens, like, here's what you're seeing, here's, like, you know, general, like emotions kind of thing, but, like, I don't want to say too much for her character, because I don't know exactly how her character will react to some things. But, with that out of the way, with that disclaimer, I think we're good to go, gang. So let me pull up some ambiance while you guys hop right into it. Let's pull up... Ambiance. Ambiance? That's not ambiance! Skip! Not combat music. There we go.
Hey, we're really jumping right in, aren't we?
Yeah, we really are. We're jumping straight into like the combat music ambiance. That's the true ambiance. Alright. Alright.
Did we, by chance, get a long rest at any point between?
No, not yet.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. Okay, alright. So, just to give you guys a brief, the people who weren't here, what you guys are seeing, what you guys have seen, you guys are currently, traversing through kind of like a labyrinthian, kind of like roughly cobbled together dungeon. Above you are like floorboards and wooden supports that seem to hold up Barge Right In. How you got to Barge Right In from, Ironford Keep across the, what used to be a river, now is a ravine. How you got there is somewhat of a mystery, but regardless, the ceiling, like I said, is mostly crafted of wood. It's a couple feet up. I think I just said it was 8 feet last week, 8 feet up. And everywhere you look is spiders and kind of just decay and darkness and kind of just bad vibes. And you guys have come down this kind of like split in the road, split in the path, and have seen a kind of summoning circle here with a bunch of bones, all of them picked clean from flesh, and a kind of like blood red summoning circle paints the ground with bowls of like fresh blood, still kind of like some of them in the rafters up above your heads, others on the floor, all of them very intimidating. And there is a summoning circle or like some kind of ritual circle to the goddess Shar, in the center, and you guys have just gotten done fighting a bunch of spiders, a whole bunch of spiders. One of them, a particularly beefy spider, was puppeteering skeletons, like making them walk around the room. Though they did not have any senses, it seemingly like sensed at least like vibrations from the skeleton. And knew, like, okay, if this skeleton falls over, then I didn't do that. That must mean that there's at least something out there. And then it sprung out and ambushed you guys as best as it could. But alas, you guys got it. So, and the only other thing I guess I would mention is, I guess you guys, yeah, you can see Eric. Eric is coming back. Eric is a little bit bruised, a little bit battered, but otherwise, okay. And he's just kind of like dusting his hands off, you know, kind of like getting the cobwebs off his hands, trying his best to like look presentable. Maybe like he blows, like he goes like to his little cot, like his little like hat, as he moseys back on over.
Is Eric is still alive?
He is still alive. He's right in front of you.
Do we want him to not be?
I know Finch and I don't want him to be, and Jack told me earlier that he would prefer him dead in the ground.
Sorry, is this out of character or in character?
If it's in character, Jack would have a lot to say about this. This is a very like he's not Jack, but
Eric.
Eric could have a lot to say about this. Like he's standing right there, just like, yeah, we want him dead. Like, what are we gonna do about it?
Helio already deadpan shattered.
Well, if
Yeah.
Helio was here last week, he would have gotten the hint that, yeah, we wanted him dead, because Finch and Vesper were kind of speaking out loud-ish to each other that, like, yeah, he gotta go. So
Fair
he
enough.
could have gotten that vibe off of what happened last week.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not much of a secret to anybody, even Eric, that he's not exactly a welcome guest. He's kind of more of like he's he's just here to tag along while you guys do the job,
Well, and sorry if just trying to clear things up, is the implication kind of or the feeling that like he led us into a trap?
Mm-hmm.
I would say you guys certainly seem to believe that, but I would say everything that Eric's been doing and saying has been maybe not the most directly helpful, but like at the very least he's not like he's trying his best to like not kill you guys. At least a little bit. At least a little bit.
He's not directly moved against us.
No, he has not. Ever since you guys have met him this second time, or I guess it'd be your third time now. Ever since you guys have met him this third time, he has not, like, even after taking lots of physical abuse, he has not caved in and, like, tried to attack anybody.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And I would say, like, you would have seen him this entire time, like, just kind of like, looking over his shoulder really nervously, not necessarily at you, but just, like, into, like, the darkness beyond what you guys can see with your dark vision. And just kind of like jumping at every small noise. Like, he doesn't seem exactly like as confident as he once did,
Liddy's gonna march over to him and stick her staff like right up in his face and just be like, "All right, what's your deal?"
So he'll this is like not the first time he has been stuck up in this dungeon. I think not, but how many feet ago? Not but 120 feet ago, Vesper was doing a similar routine to him. And he's like,
"Oh, this is going to go very differently, I'm sure."
And he's like, listen, man, listen. I mean, I've explained it a million times. Listen.
As soon as he starts saying that and is like clearly not answering, she's going to cast Moonbeam on him.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Step back.
Like she is so done with him.
Okay.
I think we all are.
Give me. Are you like actively trying to like kill him, or is it like just like kind of like, are you like, like the kind of thing where like, like you kind of like are doing like the James Bond thing, like where you kind of like burn his hand a little bit with the moonbeam, like you better start talking now, bud, or else this hand's coming off, kind of thing.
How badly was our group injured in this little fight with the spiders?
I mean, I got down to half health, but then a lot of people healed me, so I ended up okay by the end of it. I don't know if anybody else really got hit. I think Ava did, right? Ava got...
No, I'm fine.
No?
I think Finch got hit, but she's not here right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Finch is off in the ether. Away from the group.
So it's a 5-foot radius. No, she'll
Pick your words carefully here, man, because I mean, like, if it's like, I mean, I'll let you know. Like, if you're actively trying to kill him, like if it's not like an intimidation measure, I mean, like he's not gonna hold back. He's not gonna hold his punches if you like, start like actively trying to kill him.
Yeah, but he hasn't been at all helpful, and she doesn't think he actually will be.
Okay.
She's going to center it not like straight on him, but like so that it will definitely catch him.
Okay.
So probably leaning a little bit more towards intimidation.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work, then she will move it right on him.
Okay. All right. Works for me. What is my cat doing? Give me 1 second. My cat's like trying to break into my closet.
Kill him.
Does anybody have any holding or paralyzing abilities? And does Helio know?
Abilities, I don't think any of us have.
I swear to God, breaking and entering. It's the next cat crime she's committed today.
We do have a bottle of banishing that we could, like, scarf down his throat and make him be banished to a different plane of existence.
Currently, it's set to Avernus.
I just need him held in place, essentially.
I think that
We have sovereign glue.
Do it. Do it.
Oh my God, are you gonna sovereign glue? Oh my
His
God.
foot to the floor. Barefoot to the floor.
Alright, well, regardless, while you guys discuss what kinds of horrible torture you're going to do to this man, you start to, like I said, do, like, the James Bond thing where you kind of, like, I don't know if that's James Bond, but, like, the action movie thing. I don't know why I said James Bond. That's too specific, because I've never seen a James Bond film in my entire life, so I'm just saying that as though I know what James Bond is. All I know, the only thing I'm picturing in my head is, like, the spy film thing. I don't even know if James Bond has done this, where, like, there's the laser cutting across the table, and then,
James Bond.
Is that James Bond? Okay, all right, cool. We're there then. We're there.
Yeah.
We're there. We're close enough. All right.
No, I feel like nobody has really seen James Bond, but we just absorbed this through cultural
Okay,
osmosis.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, like, okay, I tell this to my coworkers all the time. I'm not a movie person, like, at all. I have seen, like, I saw the kids' movies that were out when I was a kid. Like, that was it. I barely have watched any movie since. Like, the last movie I watched, like, in full, I think was, like, maybe the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. And I guess maybe Borat before that with my friend, but that's it. Like, that was, like, at least, like, a year and a half ago. So, I mean, like, I do not watch movies very often. I'm just not a movie person. But, yeah, like, you kind of give him, like, a little singe on the hand, which I'll give him half damage from that. I'll let him, also, what I'll do for that radiant damage is assuming you're just going to use it for, like, kind of an intimidation thing, I'll cut it in half and then have him roll is it a con save against that?
Yes.
Okay, and then he can do that for a fourth if he succeeds.
Yeah. I will say, if the creature, I want to say if they, why is it not in there?
Is it about the shape-shifting thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they can shapeshift, they usually make it at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. All right. Well, then he
But
will
I
make it a
could be
disadvantage.
wrong.
Let me double check that. I think you're right, but moon...
A shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage.
All right,
If it
then
fails,
he
it
will make it
instantly
a
reverts to its
disadvantage.
original form.
All right. And the DC is 16. He will fail, so he'll take. Let me do my math here. Okay. All right. Alrighty. All right. So yeah, Eric will again try to like. Whoa, that dog's barking out there. He'll say like, listen, man. We haven't even gotten to the depths of this dungeon yet. You gotta listen to me. I promise I'm leading you guys in the right direction now.
I'll listen to you when you start saying something worth listening to.
What do you want to hear? What are you looking for? Please.
Truth.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you. Listen, here's exactly what happened. That tuning fork that your friend has, that thing there, that's what caused this. It summoned that thing, the spider thing. and it's too powerful. It's too powerful for me, and I couldn't take it, and so I just have been basically working under its slimy tendrils, and now look at what it's done to this place. I mean, like, surely lesser of two evils, lesser of two evils. It'll give you like kind of like a half smile.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
Can I also insight?
Yes.
This is what brought us here, then why was it in
Oof.
your chest?
I mean, either he's telling the truth or he's a decently good liar. And he will say, because, listen, the plan was, I was going to summon a portal to the Shadowfell, right? And then I was going to use that portal, I was going to expand it ever so slightly, as much as I could, with the help of my friend, my witch friend, Azrael. I was going to use her help to expand it. But she was taking too long, so I took matters into my own hands, and I made a deal with something I really shouldn't have, and now I can't take it on by myself. I mean, like, either this place has fallen into the Shadowfell and we're all trapped here, or I mean, that's really the truth of it. I mean, there's not much I can do about that. I can't kill him. Maybe you guys can, but I can't.
So you're saying that what we just fought right now is not it?
He'll, like, mage hand over the big spider, or I guess, like, whatever the one that can lift bigger weights is. He'll lift it over, and he'll kind of, like, dance it about like it's a little puppet, and it's like, that thing? No, this thing is, like, mere trash! And he'll just throw it to the side. That thing is nothing. That pales in comparison to what's watching us right now.
Right. Well, I highly doubt that we're going to be able to deal with such a thing if it is as powerful as you claim it to be, without at least some bit of rest.
He'll shrug, and he'll try his best to kind of, like, squirm away from the moonbeam as best as he can. And he'll say, yeah, rest. I don't know this place particularly well. I mean, I only ever go into my room down the hall there, but there's not exactly accommodations for that many people in there, so maybe you could find somewhere around here. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, how well is everybody in terms of health and abilities? Do you really need a full night's rest? Or just a short one?
Elio's technically fine. He'd just rather not be down.
Mm.
The spells that he is down.
Yeah, Abba's full HP, but he is fully out of 4th level spells.
Mm.
I mean, I've only now used one spell.
I think Jack said that he used up his last spell slot last week.
Jack
and...
used all of his spells last week. And then Finch, I can tell you because I have access to Finch's character sheet. Let's see if Finch is keeping track of it on her character sheet or on a third-party document. Character sheet. Finch is looking a little bit worse for wear in the spells department.
Mm. So, this thing that you claim is, I guess, watching us right now? It can see us currently, so if we do take a rest, it's going to just be able to see what we're doing and where we are. Mind you, also, everybody, Harshnag is still upstairs causing some, ruckus, so...
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is still, like, shaking and kind of, like, the occasional, like, loud thud that you can assume is Harshnag fighting something up there.
Plus the Druid Grove that I cast as like a zone of safety for civilians only lasts 24 hours before I have to do it again.
Mm.
So Eric isn't looking that hurt by like what we've done to him thus far.
No,
right?
he doesn't look that bad. And before you ask him anything, he will speak up and he'll say, I mean, maybe it's a better idea if I come with you and we take it on together. Again, lesser of two evils. And he'll give you the same, like, half Weasley smile that he's trying to convince you.
Alright, so this I will actually insight.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, was he really involved in this last fight that we did?
He flanked
Did
behind
he
him. He flanked behind him, and you did hear fighting. You heard him, like, fighting things, but you couldn't really determine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I'm trying to guess if he's like actually planning on like cooperating with us to fight it, or if he's more like, I'll get them there and then leave them for dead, or finish them off after it does a lot of damage.
He seems like you've been watching him for a while and in kind of like contemplative silence, and you can definitely see that like the look of terror in his eyes whenever he mentions whatever this creature is palpable. Like it is not like a feigned sense of terror. Like he is genuinely scared of this thing. And like as he's talking, even as like like there's like a moonbeam burning into his skin, he like spins his head around like full 180 sometimes, just like look at like a shadow, and he stares at it with like this like almost like frightful intensity. And once he kind of realizes it's nothing, or perhaps sees something he didn't want to see, he turns back around to continue his like address to the group.
Okay.
We know that the people outside are going to be fine by themselves because they have druids who could create groves for them, so we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, that's right.
But are we going to be safe in here for a full night's or just a full amount of rest for everybody? Is that something that we want to risk, or just grab Harshnag and go after whatever this thing is and just pray to whatever gods we pray to that it's going to turn out okay?
Ava has a shelter type thing too, doesn't he?
Oh, what is it called?
The Earth of Moonlight and Shadow, I do. I'm not sure how much it'll help against like a spider thing. It's more for enemies that don't know you're there.
Ah.
Eric, since you know this thing well enough to have worked under it for some time, would it come after us if we spent the night here?
He'll shrug, and he'll kind of like look around beyond like the light, and he'll say, the problem is it could be anywhere. I don't know where it is. I mean, it's made of shadow more than spider, but I mean, like it moves in a way that's unnatural, unholy. And that's coming from me.
There's also the alternative that we could just leave it here and take the civilians back with us to the other plane. We don't have to fight this thing and just let it reign here. If it is as unholy as he claims it to be, there's always the option to run. I know it's not ideal, but thinking of where we are in the situation, that is a viable option.
Helio's just floating there, dagger eyes at Eric.
He'll give you a little finger gun, like with like a kind of like crooked smile, like trembling, but he'll give you the finger gun nonetheless.
Oh, you're offering me a finger?
He'll retract the
Helio
finger.
will give one back.
He'll put the
he does
finger
collect-
away.
He does collect teeth, so you might want to be a little bit, aware of that. You
He'll close his
said
mouth from the smile as well. Like he'll close the smile up. Like no teeth, please. No, don't take those.
Charlie, you said when we came in through here, it felt like time was altered or like shortened or lengthened in a certain way. I know we had a 3-day limit for that conch shell thing. Do any of us really feel like how much time has passed, really? Or is it all like mumbled, jumbled now?
It's really difficult to tell like how much time has passed. Um, Not the least of which because you're currently like in the Shadowfell where time is notorious for like if the Feywild is bad with time, the Shadowfell is like, yeah, but what if we did that times 10 and just all the time constantly? And so like there are some times when you feel like everything's moving in like horrible slow motion, and there are other times where like things are moving so fast, like your thoughts are like several seconds behind.
Mm.
So slight tangent. When we first came in and we fought those like spider creatures at the entrance, were they like were they just sort of standing guard and we encountered them, or were they like coming for us?
Um, they
I ambushed them, didn't I? Jack said for
yeah,
me to do it.
they were kind of just skittering back and forth, creating like spinning webs and kind of like patrolling the halls and things like that. Um, you can see them. This map doesn't do it much justice because Incarnate does not have a wide portfolio of spider-themed objects to place down in a battle map. But like there are like clutches of eggs and like webbed corpses and things like that kind of like are decorating this, not decorating, but you know what I mean, like covering this place. So they're kind of like tending to this as though it's like a big spider nest.
If we do want to rest, it doesn't seem like it's shown any inclination to come for us so far. Both our encounters have been because we surprised it.
Mm. Well, we can risk it and try and get a full night's rest for everybody. If we're all comfortable with it. And we all really want to try to fight this thing for as scared out of his pants Eric is about this.
Well, obviously this thing has a lot of power. Who's to say if we leave it here, it won't try something like this again? And we might not be around to help.
I think we need to get in touch with Hoshnag, and at least if we are going to rest, be with him when we do it, because that would just be added protection. I don't think we should do it down here. We don't even... Eric, you don't even know. We don't even know. Nobody knows where exactly this thing is.
He'll shrug. He has no idea.
With a night's
So,
rest, I could cast a spell to locate it.
but do you even need to know what it looks like or what it is in order to do that?
No, I only need to know what kind of creature it is, and we thought we had a good guess.
What was it again?
It
Specifically?
is
Something
a
Weaver? Shadow Weaver? Weaver something?
Shadow Weaver. Let me pull him up here. Dark Weaver. He's a Dark Weaver.
Dark Weaver, that's what it is. I mean, are you familiar enough with Dark Weavers to be able to do that, you think?
I think it was Finch that rolled like a nat 20 on it a while ago, so I think Finch could probably describe it in decent enough detail.
So I'm going to actually ask DM real quick, just to make sure this is how it works.
Yeah, it
So
is.
spell locate creature. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn. Would
Unicorn.
Darkweaver be that kind of classification? Like a
Yeah,
creature of a specific kind?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So long as
So,
the only Darkweaver here. Yes.
okay. Well, that's a good option, good viable option. There's no way for you to do it now. You have to wait until after you sleep to do it.
He'll nod and he'll also say, and from our experience with those taking shelter in another realm, it won't be able to locate it if it is on another plane. I figure this is its plane, but since Eric thinks it can become a shadow, I'm not sure if it can leave this plane.
It summoned it from this plane, or is that possible to summon a location or something from a different plane to bring it onto your plane?
So, as far as you know, what he's done is he has like basically created a big old rift on the Prime and has transported this place to the Shadowfell, or is currently in the process, and is using a chunk of that power of like moving it to bring it specifically to a domain of dread.
Mm-hmm. But my wonder is, in order for him to do that, was he on the Prime or was he here?
I mean, here was on the Prime, not but a day ago. So
Right, so that must mean the Dark Weaver was in barge right in on the Prime somewhere
yes,
and did this ritual to bring this here.
yes.
I will say I think I misread locate creature. Because it does say describe or name a creature that is familiar to you, and I can sense that creature's direction, but I think for the specific kind, I have to have seen at least one of those kinds of creatures before up close. Sorry, that was located further down in the spell.
Oh, well that
I don't know if the name of it would be enough for a creature like that. I'm assuming Darkweaver is its classification, not
Yes.
like its person name.
Yeah, it's not its person name.
Eric, did this creature ever give you a name to call it?
He will again shake his head. He doesn't have a name for it.
well, should we at least meet up with Harshnag and involve him in this conversation?
I mean, it's probably a good idea, but I bet almost anything his answer is going to be, let's kill it.
I feel the same way. But at least, we'll be with him instead of just thinking about this here, just us. And if anything does go wrong, or whatever this Dark Weaver is sends more things after us, at least we'll be with him when it happens.
I always like it when we're together more than when we're apart.
And if we do end up doing a long rest for people to be able to gain things back, I'm assuming, Eric, I mean, I'm not very familiar with vampires, but you're going to need to rest in your little bed casket thing over there for the evening.
He'll nod, yeah, and he'll kind of like he'll express that he preferred the privacy.
Okay. Well, we could do that. Eric could go into his little thing, and then we could go upstairs to go see Harshnag.
Lock
talk
him
to
in
him.
there? What? Who said that?
Before we do part ways with Eric, can you tell us anything about any weaknesses this thing might have, or what sort of tricks it might have up its sleeves? Anything to help us get prepared to fight it?
He'll say that it is an excellent manipulator. Not just both like as like a talker, but also as like a like it can cast like charm spells and things like that, like at a very high level. Like it's very good at like weaseling its way out of trouble. And though it is incredibly powerful, it will always flee. Like it won't fight you head on. If it doesn't have to. Like, it will flee and kind of, like, have minions try to do its bidding for it. Its biggest weakness, like most things in the Shadowfell, is light. Any light source, it does not like. Because, one, that means it can't, like, maneuver around as well. Because this thing is, like, primarily made of shadow. So, it can maneuver pretty much anywhere where there's shadow. But if there's a whole bunch of light going on, there's not a lot of that around. You know, that's kind of like hard to find real estate. So he says your best bet would be to get it in a place that's like bright and bright, kind of contained, and perhaps like with some kind of anti-magic spell or field, or at least somebody that can like dispel magic very quickly at the first sign of it doing anything. But other than that, he is unsure.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to make a plan to like meet up with him after we rest, so that we have at least one other body in the fight?
We could bring his casket with us upstairs so that we're all in the same area and he could just sleep in his casket near us so that when we all wake up, we could all already be together.
He'll look at you like you're insane, but then realizing he does not have much of a say in the matter, he will not. Like, he'll kind of like hold his tongue.
So it's either, Eric, you stay down here by yourself in your casket while we go upstairs to meet our friend and rest, or if you feel more comfortable, you could rest with us in your casket. Would you rather be alone in here with the possibility of whatever this Darkweaver is to be able to come find you without our help? Or would you rather be in the...
Well, when you put it like that,
and fight your...
when you put it like that, he'll say he doesn't need the casket, and he'll just take a bad roll. It's fine, and he'll just come with. He doesn't need the casket specifically.
It's a shame we burned that really shitty nightmare bedroll.
Mm,
Just give it to him for the night.
mm.
Wait, but didn't we get it from him?
You did get it.
We
from him.
did.
We did.
Mhm.
So we
But I'm
probably have
assuming
another
that
one.
Azrael made it.
It's not a bad guess. Not a bad guess.
Okay, so how do we get upstairs from here? You should at least know that.
He'll guide you back upstairs, and I'm gonna bunch you all up so that way I don't have to maneuver you guys through the dungeon.
Actually, that makes me wonder, if we do go upstairs, are we going upstairs into Bodrite Inn or into Ironford Keep?
Well, you'll find out. Actually, I'm just gonna bunch you guys up, and then I'm gonna move you guys to the map of the town, just because I don't really have a like map of Bardrite Inn specifically that I want to bring you to. So, after a bit of walking and meandering through these kind of like through these caves and tunnels, you eventually get back to the stairs where you guys found yourself initially, and you still see like at the top of the stairs there is a like wooden door that seems to be like kind of like a cellar door, the one which kind of like launched you guys out of it when you first appeared here. You get to the top of the stairs, you open it up, and on the other side is pretty much just like a kind of rundown, kind of decrepit kitchen, full of more spiders and kind of rotting food. And it takes you out into the main tavern area of what used to be the main tavern area of Barge-Right Inn. It's this massive, like picture like the yawning portal level of like kind of like opulence and like like it's just like a very grand place where like tons and tons of people from all over could come and like party, and there's like a stage and tons of different things. And you'll see there's like a offshoot to a room that looks like a ballroom on one side. I did not mean to play that music. Anyways, so you'll see that, and once you come out, you'll come out these grand set of front doors, and as you're standing on the outside for the first time in a while, your eyes adjust to what little bit of light is here, and you see Harshnag locked like with his axe, like kind of like splitting down the middle of the arm of a Nightwalker. It's like arm of the Nightwalker is pretty much like split like straight in half, and his axe is kind of like right in that like the groove it's created. And you can see he's got both hands on like the head of the axe, trying to like force it deeper into the Nightwalker. But you can see like these shadowy tendrils like actively not only trying to like sew the wound closed, but trying to like force the axe backwards. As like the Nightwalker's like trying to like wrestle him off of it, like wrestle Harshnag off of him, and Harshnag is like actively locked in this like life or death struggle with a Nightwalker, which he seems to be winning.
So interesting. We went down a tunnel from Ironford Keep and landed underneath Barge-Right Inn, but he stayed above ground, which means he probably went across that bridge to Barge-Right Inn. This is very interesting. I don't know what's going on. This place is terrible. We need to go back home. Do we just wait until he's done? Do we help him? Do we just eat popcorn and watch?
What is popcorn?
It's this thing that I discovered when I was traveling around down Baldur's Gate. It's actually really good. You should try it. You can make it sweet, or you can make it buttery or salty.
What is it from?
What is it from? It's from corn.
What is
It's cool.
corn?
What is corn?
You should know what corn is. You lived in a library. You've
What
read
is
books.
library?
Leo, are you okay? Do you need a healing potion? Do I need to kind of like, rub your head? Are you okay?
And
He means
it
bottle.
descends all the way into like, what is Helio? Just like
Oh,
an
no.
existential dread.
We're losing Helio.
The place is getting to him. Yeah. That thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who has it?
Oh, the thing
Mhm.
You can have it. We talked about, I think this was when you were gone, because we were talking about distributing these things amongst us. If you have an idea to use it, we can just assume that you have it on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we didn't want to be like spending time saying like, you carry this, you carry this. It's, if you have an idea to use it, assume you have it.
I just don't think it's a good idea for him to have it.
What are you trying to give him?
But it also is something he would do, I feel like.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
I'm
what am I hearing about? What is this?
Okay, he
So-
has it.
Tell me he doesn't have more beans.
No, it's not beans.
Is it the glue?
Somehow that's
No.
Oh god.
Is it the tuning fork?
Do I not
No.
have any beans?
No, you have a bean.
I have one. I have one.
You have one, and I have.
You
Two.
should have.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have 4. My thing says I still have 4
I
beans.
think you have 3 beans, but
Oh, 3?
I think you have 3.
Okay.
I think
I
that's
have
at
4
last
on
at
there.
last count. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't have my bean notes pulled up, so I don't honestly know. But I'm pretty sure total you guys have 4 beans left, and
Okay. Then
between
Helio
you and
has
Helio.
1.
So yeah, Helio has 1. You have 3.
You know what we could do, Helio? If we do fight this Dark Weaver, you could throw the bean within him and make him eat it, and then make it grow.
Yes.
That's
Helio's
always an
excited.
option. Oh, you could make Eric eat a bean. That's
to
also
say.
another
I was
option.
kind of expecting that to happen earlier.
Helio is more excited. Alright, Helio's plan. Shove bean inside mouth. Sovereign glue lips closed.
No.
And then Druidcraft.
It's like torture. This poor Eric. Poor Eric.
He's had his chance.
Pretty
We
sure
gave
there's
him
a
so many
few
chances.
war crimes in there.
Eric. Yeah, there's I would say multiple war crimes. God damn it, I don't want to. I'm just gonna close Spotify. I keep accidentally hitting my I've got like a button on my mouse that plays music, like it's like the pause and play button, and I keep accidentally jabbing it with my thumb tonight, and that is just bad vibes. So if you are listening to this session, assuming it actually saves on my computer, and you randomly hear kind of like funky music for about 30 seconds, that's why.
Play that funky music, white boy.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
Okay, so we are currently in the main area of the tavern that we were in earlier today, watching Harshnag beat up a Nightwalker. Cool. So, should we at
How far
least...
away are they?
Are what?
How far away are they?
Harshnag? I wish I really. Every single time I use this map, I wish I did it to scale. I wish I just adjusted the scale of it. I would say they're a couple 100 feet out, maybe like 200 feet away from you guys. Like they're kind of more towards the beginning of this area here, kind of like battling it out.
Would you say they're more than 150 feet?
Currently, yes, but you could easily get within 150 feet of them without like intervening in anything.
Okay. Do we want to help him? Helio's just kind of like looking
I mean,
aimlessly back.
The only thing I could do is probably just throw some Eldritch Blasts from 120 feet away. And I'm sure Jack can do the same. But that's really all we can do from a distance.
Jack is asleep.
Does it
Oh,
look
God
like
damn
he's,
it.
like solidly winning or narrowly winning?
Narrowly winning. Like, you think given enough time, Harshnag will win this fight, but it'll be pretty costly for Harshnag. But like he's definitely gonna win. Like, you don't slice someone's arm clean in half without at least kind of winning that fight. You know what I mean?
I don't really
Okay.
have any good spells to help him other than that.
I'll save Storm Sphere for later.
Most I could do at this distance is try to heal some of his wounds.
But the other question is do we want to start using these things just in case we don't get a full night's rest if something does come after us in the middle of the night? Are there any cantrips that you could throw out that could possibly help? Are there healing cantrips? Is that a thing?
No, there are not healing cantrips.
Motherfucker.
The only quote healing cantrip is Spare the Dying, and
Yeah,
that doesn't restore any
Yeah.
hit points.
Dumb.
Otherwise, battle would go on and on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, like that would. Yeah, I think what edition is it? There is an edition I think that has healing cantrips, and then, like nobody likes the idea. I don't remember which edition it is. I'm fairly certain. It's. I'd have to look it up, but I know I'm almost positive there's an edition that has healing cantrips that are like not regarded as the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to help him? Yes, no, maybe so.
I think he's fine. He's doing okay. Look, he's winning. Look.
When Helio points and says, "Look," you'll see Harshnag like stamp on his kind of like shadow tendrily foot, and then like continue forcing the axe deeper into his arm. But at this point, like the axe is like the wound that the axe created is like kind of like stitched back together around the axe, and kind of around Harshnag's arm as well. So he's kind of like locked into a weird position with this thing. But he's still got it.
Helio uses prestidigitation to create a little sign that says "Go Harshnag." Just holds it up.
It's like that. It's like the neon signs and like Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw Eldritch Blasts up there like little rockets that go, like, explode. Boo-boof, 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 boo-boof.
Pew 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 pew.
I'm pretty
Dude.
sure there's a fireworks spell.
There
I
probably
feel like
is.
there's gotta be.
There
I think
probably
it's
is.
third level called pyrotechnics.
Oh, if we get close enough, well, I don't know if we want to get closer, but if we get close enough for message, we can message him, like, we could backseat, like, drive him and just be like, Airwick over here, or he's gonna take a step here, so, trip him up, or whatever.
Church! Give him the church!
Stab him real hard.
He's gonna roundhouse kick you. Duck!
Yeah, you throw that barn! No, I'm invested in finding this spell. Damn it.
Well, if he's busy with that and we can't do anything, or won't do anything, should we at least try to make sure we find a decent enough place that we could rest? We have the lantern with us that could help, and we'll just, look around and make sure there aren't any lingering spiders, or maybe even just look around for some things that are lying around that maybe could be useful for us.
Since we're outside again, we could just go rest in the grove.
With everybody else. Do we want to involve them in our plans? Why? This is weird. Why did you open up YouTube?
Would it involve them? That is assuming that it chooses to come after us.
I say we don't go back to the grove, because if something does come after us, we don't want it to be centered on them. I feel like they're safe enough.
Yeah, I don't want to have to fight our way back here and use up our spells and stuff before we get to the big monster.
And plus, if we at least bring more attention to us, then it's not going to go after them. We need to be more of a threat so that they don't even want to worry about them. And then we don't want to have to worry about making sure all these civilians are not being attacked by spiders, and instead having our focus be on killing them. I don't know how long it's going to take for Harshnag to defeat this Nightwalker, but if it's going to take a while, at least for me, I'd like to look around, barge right in, and just find anything if there's something useful, or could give us answers or whatever.
Yeah. So you want to look for evidence of this creature?
Yeah, or just like anything that could be lying around that seems magical. I don't know if Finch could do her ritual, detect magic, or if anybody else has a ritual for that. And
Elio
just,
can do
yeah,
it.
okay. And just see if we could find anything that may be useful. You know, these things could have like random objects lying around, potions, books, I don't know. Or maybe try to see if Azrael was working with it as well, underneath or behind Eric's back. And maybe there are some clues to her involvement, maybe. I just don't want to feel like I'm just sitting around here waiting for Harshnag to defeat a Nightwalker. I want to feel useful and proactive.
I hate to interrupt really quick, but so I was desperately looking for like a gif of like the, you know how like in Looney Tunes one of the bits is like a character will like run right past the like a thing they're chasing, and then like somebody will like hold up like a sign that says like right here stupid, and it's like a neon sign that's like blinking or something, you know. I was trying to find that, and I found this image from Looney Tunes. I just want to share it because I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I love it.
Acme Artificial Rock, have fun, be popular, be a rock.
I don't know what it means. I love it though. Have fun, be popular, be a rock. I love that. I feel like that's gonna be my new catchphrase in life. Is just have
Yes.
fun, be popular, be a rock.
I wonder if it's like the thing that oh, it is. I looked it up on Google. It's the rock that the coyote hid under to pretend
Yeah, it
to,
looked like
yeah.
a Wile E. Coyote
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
gone
So
wrong.
so he's pretending to be a rock, but it's like
Oh, okay. Not be a rock, as in like become the rock, but more like okay.
be
All
an
right.
actual rock.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's less pleasant, but still pleasant nonetheless.
That's
Be
funny.
the leaf.
All right. So the plan is to search for magic weapons, magic items, anything magic.
Just magical anything, just anything that we might think holds some sort of clue or whatever that could be going on about the Dark Weaver, about just whatever.
Um. Let's see.
And while searching for this, is that going to bring us like within 120 feet or so of Harshnag?
Yeah, if you're searching through the town, yeah, it will bring you within them eventually.
Oh, I was just gonna do it through the tavern, but I don't
Oh,
know if
through the
anybody
tavern.
else was.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if because I feel like the tavern is like the center of whatever this thing is.
Maybe Ava and Liddy can make a round through the outside, and you guys look through the inside.
As spiders, can you still do that?
Yes. Did we
I mean, I don't know if
decide?
the rest of the spiders are still going to accept us, but theoretically we can still do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you feel safe enough to do that, then Helio and I could look around the tavern. I don't know if Eric wants to hang around or just sit down and do nothing. And then Finch can keep an eye on Jack, who's being a lazy bum, and maybe
Play
hang
also
out with.
Eric.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She can keep an eye on Eric. That's what you did, Liddy, last week. Since you weren't
Yep.
here, by the way, you were babysitting Eric. So now Finch can babysit Eric with
And we all
Bruiser.
know how well that turned out.
To be fair, there was a moment where you legit stopped him from doing a nasty something.
Yeah.
Oh. Go me.
I don't know if we ever found out what. It was just from being the first one to retrieve the tuning fork. Who knows
Yeah.
what he was going to do with it?
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so Finch is on Eric babysitting duty. Helio and Vesper search inside the tavern for any clues, anything that could be useful, magical, whatever. And then Lydia and Ava search through the immediate vicinity of the tavern. Don't go through the whole entire town. Just don't go too far. If we are splitting up like this. If anything happens, double dash back to the tavern.
Liberty
And-
will give a little spider salute.
Okay. And then if Helio and I notice anything bad, then I'll find the nearest window, punch through it, and shoot some Eldritch Blasts in the air. And if you see that, come back to the tavern.
It's like a flare gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
A little icy, kind of dead, undead flare gun.
All right, let's see.
Everybody break.
So, I guess we'll do town people first. So, the town, despite what this picture would have you believe, is at this point now pretty much, if not like completely in ruin, mostly, it's like pretty much leveled. The only thing that kind of still stands, is kind of the ringed wall around it, like the palisade wall. All the houses have been crushed, or they have big holes in the roofs, conveniently sized to be about the same size as like the arms of the night walker that has been patrolling this place. There are drained, raisin-like corpses that litter the streets and the interiors of most of the houses. All of them still donning their Zentarim outfits, and torn Zentarim banners kind of lazily kind of droop in like the very faint wind and occasional like earth rumbling like punches and stamps and axe swings of Harshnag. But everything is pretty still and quiet. And are you guys casting detect magic, or are you guys just looking around?
Yes, Helio is casting detect magic.
Okay.
Because he can do it as a ritual, but also just as an action without expending a spell slot.
Ew, fancy.
Well, you don't necessarily come across anything. The most magical things you would find, would be, I guess, let's see here. Oh, my ambiance cut out. Come back, ambiance. We're not done with you. Come back, ambiance. Come back. Come back, boy.
I feel like this is the most action Jack has ever gotten in his entire life, and that's why he's sleeping all the time.
The most magical things you would see would be Harshnag's axe radiates a very like powerful amount of magic from it. Powerful enough that even outside of your like detect magic like actual range, it still like lights up like a Christmas tree. I'm gonna sneeze before I continue.
Dude.
My gosh, that was the worst sneeze I think I've ever had. It was like 3 sneezes in a row. Oh,
Ooh.
that was horrid. Okay, and I still feel like I haven't gotten like all like the sneeze out of me, you know? Like I still feel sneeze. But alright. Yeah, the Harshnag's axe is the most magical thing you'll encounter. The only other thing, make me a...
Wait, I have a question. Is this the outside crew or the inside crew?
outside crew.
Oh, so that's Lydia and Ava.
Oh,
So Helio wouldn't be doing detect
Oh
magic.
yeah, he stayed in the tavern.
Yeah, Helio and Vesper are inside crew.
okay, outside crew. Are you
Oh,
guys detect magic or
alright.
no detect magic outside crew?
I think we're staying spiders.
Yeah, we're staying spiders.
We can't cast as spiders.
Okay.
At
Sorry,
least not at this level.
I caught that difference, but I was like, well, I must have misunderstood something.
I kind of thought that too, but I was like, I mean, like, they make a lot of
Helio's small.
I was like, they make a lot of complicated plans as a group that I only about half understand, and then I just
Very true.
kind of go along with whatever they tell me is going on.
Isn't
and then,
that every D&D campaign ever?
I guess.
Sounds about right.
All right. So, outside crew, yes. Like I said, you see like Zentarim banners, shriveled corpses, ruined houses, and it's just like a general path of destruction through this entire place. it's yeah, like the big centerpiece of it all really is Harshnag's continued struggle against this Nightwalker, which he'll like you'll see the occasional like I don't know, like he'll like maybe like sock it across the jaw with his like his fist, and then kind of like try to like wrestle it to the ground or something. But you'll notice that like because of how dark out it is, occasionally you'll see like it will like deform into like a stringy kind of mass, and will like reform behind him, or like these kind of same like tendrily strings will kind of like shoot out from its like arm, and kind of like wrap around Harshnag's like hand or something, kind of like catching it before he can do anything with it, just kind of generally making it a lot more difficult. But it's just kind of it's not really a stalemate, because again Harshnag is definitely winning. That is evidenced by the fact that there is like big like semi-fleshy chunks of like shadow residue kind of like on the ground around the combat area.
Icker.
Yeah. The only thing I guess that would be of note that I would point out, never mind. No, never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Oh.
Never mind. Nothing of note. Nothing of note. Not yet.
No.
On their way back, Liddy's gonna kind of try and swing sort of close to where Harshnag is. She feels bad about making him fight this guy by himself. She's just gonna kind of like sit for a second and watch.
You'll see, like, Harshnag normally is like, loves the whole fighting deal. Loves that. That's one of Harshnag's favorite things, is the whole killing things deal. This seems to be more of like a frustrated, angry kind of fight that he is like not necessarily that like glad to be having. Like the most strong, palpable emotion you can read is rage, like just an anger at like this creature. Not really like the sense of like gleeful, like ha ha ha, I like ripping your arm off. More like a I hate you. I want you to just stop moving, please.
Yeah, then when she gets in within 120 feet, she will shapeshift back to Liddy and cast another moonbeam on the Nightwalker.
Okay. Give me a moonbeam.
Seeing this happen, I think Ava will also shapeshift back.
Oh, come on. Oh.
All right.
That is the worst. Not quite the worst, but it's real bad.
Wow, that isn't the worst. I didn't know you could do 2 damage with a moonbeam. Jesus.
I know.
Oof.
That's rough.
That is a rough roll. Although you did get a really good 17 above, so I feel like that balances out a little bit.
Well, and technically I think he is a shape changer, so...
He is not a shape changer.
Not?
No, not a shape changer.
Ooh.
But seeing this, I think Ava will shift back and take the opposite stance, which is heal Harshnag with Balm of the Summer Court.
Okay. Give me some Balms in the Summer Court for me.
I'm not sure how actually injured he is.
He's definitely bloodied at this point.
Okay, I'll give him 4 then.
Okay.
And then he gets 4 temporary hit points.
Alright. 4 temporary hit points, and he heals 12, right?
Yes.
Alright, I have to pull up Harshnag's health. Come here, Harshnag boy. No, I've got the calculator. I need to move it to my second monitor so that way I can actually pull up his health. Thank you.
My only healing spell that reaches 120 feet.
There you go.
Come here, Harshnag. I've got this in your notes. Come here, boy. All right. Okie dokie. And I'm gonna do this really quick. All right. It definitely seems like you've helped Harshnag a bit. Definitely seems like things are going slightly better for Harshnag. And when he sees the moonbeam in particular and starts to see like some of his wounds kind of close up a little bit, he'll scan the surroundings really quick, like, you know, with his eyes, kind of like looking for you guys. And he is very, very perceptive. So he will find you guys after a second and like do his best to kind of give you like a wave, and he'll call out, "How's it going? Have you solved this yet?"
Think we're getting close.
He'll give
I'm
you
gonna make like a half motion.
he'll give you like as best as he can, like a thumbs up, with like the first smile you've seen on his face really in a while. And he'll kind of like get like locked back into like that sense of focus.
Cool. And yeah, if the Nightwalker stays within the moonbeam, it'll have to keep making saves.
It's big boy, so it'll keep making saves for me.
Uh-huh.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Not charisma. Stop your beans. Stop your beans. Stop the beans. That's it, everybody. Stop the beans.
No, not the beans.
That's it. Stop the beans. If you've got beans, stop them. That's it.
Helio doesn't know the meaning of the word.
That's very true.
The word stop or the word beans?
Both, probably.
Can you give me another moonbeam damage really quick so I can just double check something?
Yes.
I want to double check and see how much Harshnag is going to win this fight by. I know he's going to win this fight.
There we go.
That is a good roll. Let's see if the Nightwalker resists it. It will not. Whack. Wait. Give me just one more. Just one more. Okay, yes. By the time you leave Harshnag, he looks as though he's got this fight like under control. If it was a narrow fight before, it's definitely a like surefire, he's got it now kind of thing.
Sweet.
All right. Anything else from you guys, outside crew? Is there anything you guys are going to investigate in particular?
Is there any particular movement from the spiders? Like, are they joining in on this fight or just watching it, or?
Give me a perception check or Arcana. So as you're watching this fight, you'll notice that the spiders from all around are kind of like rushing in to kind of like reform bits of this Nightwalker. And the more damage Harshnag is doing to it, like you'll see like as like parts of it get lopped off, it kind of they these like kind of like fleshy chunks kind of eventually melt away into like both dark pools of like this shadowy kind of like almost liquid blood type thing. But also more spiders, which will then like skitter on back and try to reform this thing as best as it can. But as it starts dying and as parts of it like officially start like falling apart, it's like these spiders start to like dissipate a little bit, and like for the first time, like you don't see like constant spiders crawling over every single surface that you're looking at. Like, you kind of like, this place is like at least relatively spider free.
Alright, so knowing that, if I just do like if I maybe like turn into a spider and crawl on top of a house, and then from there do a quick scan of all the surroundings, is there any particular area that's very spider infested?
Of the town, like of the current like area you're in, Barge Right Inn.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, Barge Right Inn itself is like covered in spider webs and it's definitely seen better days. But the worst place itself still seems to be Womford, the town. Like, there are still like big clutches of spider eggs and like big spiders still kind of wandering about. Despite Harshnag's best efforts, it seems as though the spiders have kind of reclaimed a lot of ground in the time Harshnag's been over here.
Okay.
The dead bodies you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
does it look like spiders killed them or something else?
It does not look like spiders killed them. Like, it looks as though like their insides have been sucked out. They look like dried prunes, but people.
So I'm gonna assume, I don't know if Liddy was here for this, but am I correct in assuming that those are probably the ones the Nightwalker killed?
Yes, the Nightwalker is renowned for its ability to suck the life force out of anything it can touch, and
I see.
it is not good when you get fully like subsumed by a Nightwalker, because you pretty much lose like not only your soul, but also just kind of like pretty much everything possible kind of just becomes one with the Nightwalker.
Ew. Yeah, she will... If there are any... Because these guys were, at least for some time, working with Eric and a part of this whole plot. She is going to do kind of a quick scan to see if there are any that look like they were maybe more important, like of higher rank, and see if they have anything of interest on them.
I will assist Liddy with that.
Give me an investigation check. With advantage, actually, because you have your help. I forgot to mention that. Sorry.
Well, 20 will have to be it.
All right. So, as you're scanning, one of the things that you'll notice is that kind of hooded figure from earlier, the one that I think, Ava, you would recognize them, that Vesper and Finch were talking to in the tavern at the very beginning, that fetched, that was like an underling, but like a higher up underling of Eric. And they fetched Eric for you when when you guys arrived at the tavern, saying you were going to interview him. You find his corpse, his face locked mid-scream, and dried and kind of rotting away like the rest of the corpses around him. But it's definitely him. You can kind of make out his like features, and like his outfit is what gives it away. And on him, was it a him? I don't remember if it was a him or a her. I honestly don't remember. That was like a very minor character. But on them, you find. Let me see. I have to pull up a thing to give you guys some loot. Give me one moment.
Uh-huh.
You guys find please, thank you. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. So you will find 3 blue quartz gemstones, 70 gold pieces, and 1,700 copper pieces, and a weird kind of like curvy knife that he'll have on him. It's a knife that is, it's got, it looks more like a ritual blade than anything else, but there is a like long glass kind of tube, that kind of runs down the center of it, and there's a button on the back of it that seems to like force something in the tube out, but whatever was in the tube is not in there anymore.
Huh.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I caught the curvy knife, but
So
I
it's
did
a
not write down
weird.
the
Let me like I'll just kind of draw what it looks like. So freehand. Here we go. So it's like a weird kind of curvy knife like this, kind of like that, you know. And then running down the middle of it, there is a like glass tube that kind of follows the grooves of the blade. And there's like a hole in the end right here where it was supposed to like perhaps inject something when it was stabbed into someone. And then on the hilt of the blade, there's a button on the back that you would push, and then it seems to have like a little like stopper thing that pushes the back of the pipe and then pushes the liquid or whatever you put inside of it out into probably the wound that you would create.
And what were the other items?
You find 3 blue quartz gemstones, 70 gold pieces, and 1,700 copper pieces. 700 copper pieces. 1,700. I can't say words.
Okay, I can't say words either.
I mean, Lydia thinks that the rocks are pretty, so she'll put them in her pocket.
Oh, and just because I googled a picture of it just because I was curious, because I was using this loot gen just while I was talking about this, and I found a gemstone called a Star Rose Quartz, and I love it how it looks so much that I'm going to give you guys one as well.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lydia will take all the pretty rocks.
Pretty rocks obtained.
Yay.
I will take the mean-looking dagger.
Okay, you have one mean-looking dagger.
I love how neither of us, like, there's, like, gold and stuff, and we're like, eh.
Yeah, mean-looking dagger, whatever. It's a mean-looking dagger. You find those everywhere. Look at those. Look at that gemstone. Isn't that neat? Look
I
at...
will also take the gold then.
Pretty sure it's the cut of the gem that makes it do that.
So cool.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah,
isn't
I'll
it
take
neat?
the gold and probably just put it in our shared loot list.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's what Liddy would. Ooh.
Here's a whole bunch of them. I'll send one more picture and then I'll be done sending pictures.
Sorry,
I know it. Go ahead,
it's one
sorry.
of it's one of these Star Rose, you said,
Yes, Star Rose Quartz.
and then 3 blue quartz.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
then you
know
put
they're
one-
super pretty, but all I see is the amount of sun.
You know how some people really want to eat dice?
It does look like this. Okay, especially that last picture. That last picture, I would eat whatever. I would if somebody
It
handed me
looks
that.
like
I would eat
candy.
it. I would eat it. I would eat
I
it.
need to shove this in my mouth immediately.
I would eat it. It would taste like bubble gum. I would eat it. I know it would. It would taste like bubble gum. I would eat it. Also, look at this. Also looks kind of tasty. Not gonna lie.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah,
The
that's
red
Lydia's
ones
good
kind of
quartz.
look like Orbeez, you know, the
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
Liddy is definitely pocketing all the pretty rocks.
yeah. That's those are what your pretty rocks look like. That's your pretty rock update. Pretty rock update. Bam,
She's gonna
bam,
start a rock
bam.
collection, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, she probably already has a rock collection. Let's be real.
They all have to have names now.
That
Okay,
one's
I will.
Sarah. That one's Jennifer. And this guy, his name is Cassandra.
I like Cassandra.
Cassandra's a good name.
You say, sorry, 1,700 copper or 117?
I don't have the generator anymore. Just do the bigger number because I can't be bothered.
Okay. I'm notoriously bad at math, so I just put a little plus sign next to the amounts we had, and I will leave someone else to do that math.
I'll do
I've
it.
created a problem for you.
That's valid, and that's
I'll do
completely
it.
valid.
Send it all to me and I'll take care of it.
I went ahead and put the pretty rocks in my own personal inventory. I
Yeah.
can add them to the loot list if you want, but they're mine now, so.
Yeah, well, you can keep. Yeah, I'll take care of the money. Just send all the info to me, Alva.
Okay,
This is
I wrote it
literally
down in our loot list, so like the original amount is still there, and then I just put a plus to the new amount. So it's just the total that needs to be calculated in the loot list.
I'll take care of it.
I was gonna say you have that loot calculator somewhere, right, Joe?
I've got
There's like
well,
a gold calculator you guys put in the chat earlier.
yeah, like a
Oh.
converter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like to convert everything to like the highest value, just so that we don't have to worry about like a bajillion copper.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm looking at the loot list.
Nice.
I didn't know we had that.
Oh yeah, we already
Okay.
have a lot of gemstones to kickstart Liddy's collection.
I would say if there are any rocks that no one wants, Liddy will take them.
Yeah, you've got such wonderful gemstones as azurite, malachite, moss agate, obsidian.
Yeah.
What other weird gemstones have you guys found? I don't know. There's other ones in there. There's a flower pot carved from jade. That's cool. Love that. That's kind of a
I do
gemstone.
remember that. I think Liddy slept in that for Hedgehog once.
Yes. Yeah, she did.
Comfortable, I assure you.
Guys, isn't it the Pot of Awakening or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never actually made... I've got to actually do that. I never actually made like magic item handouts for those items that I gave you guys that one day. I have to do that. I completely forgot about that. But whatever.
I feel like Helio somehow acquired the bottles of olive oil.
Yes, you did, because you said you wanted to like. Well, at the beginning of the campaign, you were like, "I'm going to be the cook of the group."
Oh, yeah. Then he never
So-
did.
Yeah.
It's never too late to start. Never too late to start.
It's never too late to learn.
I like that the bottles of olive oil are right above the vial of rancid green liquid, because that feels like a fun conundrum for your
Oh
shop.
yes.
Yeah, you're like,
Don't
which
get
one
those
of these?
confused.
Yeah. Like, you know how olive oil sometimes comes in like those green bottles, you know, and you're like, is this
Oh yeah.
is this bottle supposed to be green, or is this the liquid
know?
inside it?
Do we know what the green liquid is?
I think I've told you guys before.
Yeah, we were told, but that was the one thing that didn't make it into my notes. And when I asked about it, you said you were gonna look it up, and I don't think anything was ever done.
God, beans. All right, I'll have to go back and watch. Like, I have to watch like every session to find that out now. I'll do that.
Well,
then.
I think the green liquid was before we started uploading sessions.
Ah.
That's why we don't remember.
Okay, all right. I'll just make something up again then. Just I'll add that to my list of things that I have to do this week actually, because this is like I have not done like any D&D stuff like in the past week, so I'm gonna add that to my list of like I have to make handouts for. I'm actually gonna write this down. Make handouts for magic shit, and then rancid liquid round 2. There we go. Okay. Alright, got it. Epic. Okay.
So, Helio won't give a fuss about anything except the Azurite. He wants that.
Okay, then Liddy will not take it. I'm gonna assume that she's probably taken the other rocks unless someone else wants them.
Totally fine with me.
You
it's
should
blue.
name the Azurite just so that it has a name. That would be great. You know,
Yes,
give them
name
all.
it. Helio has it, but it's got a name, so
I feel like they should all have names that are like that are like, you know how like some people name like a hamster like Hippo. You know, you could call like a quartz Jade. You know, and like like an opal. You call it like, I don't know, you're Obsidian. Just call them all different rock names, just to get them completely confused. Like, can you hand me Obsidian? Not that Obsidian, silly. Obsidian the rock. You know?
Not the obsidian.
No, Harold. Give me Harold.
Or you can name the rocks after the members of the group and just be like, I need the Helio and I also need a Finch.
It will be kind of sad though if any of them ever get consumed for a spell, because then it's like, oh no, we're gonna have to use Finch for a spell. Oh no.
We'll probably use Jack.
I feel like Jack would be the Obsidian.
probably.
Name all the consumables, Jack, and the ones that you get to keep. Everybody else.
There's at least 2 rocks named Bruiser.
That's true. That's true. We gotta have that. One named Jaro. You gotta have one named Jaro.
Yeah.
MVP of the group. Although I'm still I'm actually like as a TM. Okay, actually, hey, we're gonna go on our like 5-10 minute break now. Actually, because we're about halfway through, so I'm gonna do that now. But if you want to stick around and hear me complain about DM stuff for a second, one of my things that I'm like as a DM, like just a little bit like not like upset about, but like I really wish somebody would use it is I mean I made that whole stat sheet for Jaro just because I really liked the idea that I had at work one time of like a starfish that like is actually vaguely useful in combat, and I'm upset no one has taken me up on the offer. I'm dying for somebody to be like, I do actually when I like realized that nobody was probably going to take me up on that offer, I did make a whole character based around the idea. Like I think it was a sea elf. I have to pull up my notes about him in a second, but I made like a sea elf who like just has a pet starfish in a bag, and that's the weapon he uses is his pet starfish.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it, but
Helio's actually extremely worried about the starfish.
To say, it doesn't seem like a very Liddy thing to do to throw a starfish at someone.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
Like,
enough.
she would be like, I don't want to hurt the starfish.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know.
I've been assuming this whole time that that was someone else's starfish. Is that just a starfish that we like found on the ground?
You guys
It
found
was a starfish
you
that we
found
found at the bandit area.
Yes, you found it in a giant's
With the hair
bag.
giants.
It was in a
In
giant's
the
bag.
very, very beginning.
I think that was before us. So.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was.
It wasn't in
It
the
was
very
when-
beginning. It was.
It was when we met Poe.
Yeah, it was when you met Poe. It was like Poe's first encounter, and then Poe's last encounter.
His name is Jaro.
Yes. If
I was
somebody
there
if
when
somebody
we
wants to
named him.
if somebody wants to adopt Jaro, Jaro has kind of just gone unnoticed. Because I kind of like Jaro came into the group quietly, and because Jaro's a starfish, not really doing much as a starfish, not really much to do there.
I've actually been secretly trying to think of a way to get us to the ocean to release them. I
might-
just haven't found one yet.
You might. Hey, no spoilers. But there might be an opportunity coming up for that soon,
Huh.
like relatively soon.
Yeah, because in Helio's mind, Jaro is in the same predicament he was in, just
Aw.
less ouchy.
Oh. Well,
He's
Jaro
trying
can go
to
free
figure out a
one
way to
day.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out a way to
Be free.
get him free without dying. When we were back at that really clear pond, remember where we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
attacked?
Island, yeah.
That's why I asked if the water was salty or if it was fresh. 'cause-
Oh.
yeah.
You could have put the starfish there. That would be sweet. That would be cute. Don't worry. There'll be a time. There'll be a time, especially after once I give Finch, I guess Kirsten. Once I give Kirsten Finch's like breakdown of what's going to happen, hopefully soon. Maybe it won't happen this session. Maybe you guys will miss it, and then maybe nothing will happen. What if nothing happens, everybody? That's it. Campaign over. You guys choose to stay here forever, and
We become the new Shadow Lords of the Realm.
Yes.
you carve the town into sixths and rule as petty kings, and then that's it.
Over our 15 remaining townsfolk.
Truly a time to be alive.
hmm
I keep looking at this photo of the courts, and it's making me legitimately hungry.
I mean, okay, right? I had to minimize it. I couldn't do it anymore. I was genuinely I really want candy. We've got candy downstairs left over from Halloween, and I was like, man, I could go for something right now. I could, but I also don't want to go all the way down there and get it.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Hey everybody, I'm back.
Hello.
Come back.
Is everybody here?
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh
think so.
boy, oh
I'm here.
boy. Oh boy, oh joy.
Huzzah.
Alright, so... Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. There we go. Alright, so outside people got a bit of treasure. I think with that, we will go to inside crew. Inside crew... Inside crew. Let me pull up my notes. Inside crew. Let's see. Who's texting? Oh, it's not. All right. Okay. Inside crew. Really, the inside of this tavern, where you guys are at currently, is it's really. I mean, it's just. I mean, compared to what you saw earlier today, like the smaller, like sort of offshoot in like a side building, tavern. This main tavern looks like if it was fixed up and if it was like polished, it could be a lot. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. Okay, it could be like a lot more grand, but it's in time has sort of like it's lost its charm. It's kind of fallen apart. Um, it's I'm trying to think about anything defining. I mean, it's really just like a big grand tavern with doors and like hallways leading everywhere. The only key thing that sticks out is on the right hand side. There is a big old set of doors that leads to a room that's has a gold plaque rests above like these big golden like inlaid doors and it says ballroom. In Elvish, I have to point out. Elvish. Elvin? Elvish? I don't know. Either one.
Elvish. Hey, Helio.
Yes.
Shall we dance?
Okay.
Let's go in the ballroom.
Helio shuffles through the air. Ballroom.
Are you casting Detect Magic?
Yes. I will just keep it up continuously.
Okay. You detect a lot of magical energy coming from the other side of these doors.
Ooh. Okay, maybe we don't want to dance right now. Do you know what kind of magic is beyond the doors? Can you identify that?
I think you can.
Yes. Focus is
I
really hard.
have to pull something up. Give me 1 second. Outside of kind of like a ghostly, kind of ethereal magic, you also get a like the kind of like the sniff, the scent of a magic, some kind of magic item, some kind of enchanted item within the room as well.
There is a magic item in there.
Okay.
He literally sniffs at it, just
Yep, yep, that's definitely a magic item. If I've ever smelled one.
The door is completely closed.
The doors are completely closed.
Are they locked? I'll just try the handle.
You try the handle, and not only does the door not budge, make me a con save. All right. You don't take any damage, but you feel like a big kind of like jolt of energy, kind of like jump from the door, like almost like static electricity, except for like more more painful, more forceful. Kind of jump out of the door handle and kind of like leap at your hand, but you kind of like manage to pull your hand back fast enough, and like you've got gloves on, so that kind of like shields you from the worst of it.
Not touch the handle. Whatever you do, not touch that. That is bad.
Helio would like to get up a little close to it and investigate it.
Give me an
Don't,
investigate or an Arcana Macana.
I
don't
would
touch
like
it.
an Arcana Macana.
Copacabana.
Copacabana.
It definitely has some kind of like sealing spell placed on the door. The door has definitely been sealed with some kind of spell to like keep it shut.
Mm. We don't have anything magical to unlock this thing now, do we?
Helio casts Dispel Magic.
Give me
Oh.
dispel magic.
There you go.
Dispelio Magic.
Alright, DC equals 10 plus spells level, so give me an ability check with your spellcasting ability.
Alrighty. Let us see. I'm gonna roll Arcana, okay? Actually, no, I have it right. Oh, I'll just roll Arcana.
What's your what's your ability that you use to cast? Like what's your casting like stat?
It is +7. I'll just attack it with a spell. There we go. 16.
Alright, unfortunately the door does not budge.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a
Gonna be a
strong.
little bit feisty.
Do we have anything that could do anything with this?
I mean, I could try again.
How many times can you do that, though?
One. One. He counts on his fingers. Probably 3 more times.
Do you want to be using all those spells to open up this door?
Well, no, but do we see another way in?
No. Um.
Hey, make me a history check, both of you.
Ugh. Do I have history? I have okay history.
Hey Helio, not Vesper. Vesper, you don't even know where you're at. But Helio,
Alex.
Helio, you remember? So back a bit ago, you guys saw a map of Barge Right Inn, like drawn out, like some like almost like blueprints for not only like the basement level you were on, but also the floors above and things like that. And you seem to recall there being another entryway into this ballroom from the first basement level that you guys were just on.
Okay, I would tell Vesper that. But I also would like to ask Vesper, what happened when you touched him? Like,
It
what did
felt.
you feel?
You know how you do your lightning attack that you taught Finch?
Mhm,
I'm pretty sure it felt like that.
mhm. I see. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check something really quick. So, I have an idea,
Okay.
but I don't know if it's a good idea or not. So, Helio would guide Vesper back away from the door a little bit. And then he would, seeing as how I'm just stating this because I don't know like who all would know this, but silver is the highest level of conductive out of all the metals.
Mm-hmm.
Helio is going to take out a handful of pocket silver dust and chuck it at the door and try and malfunction the door by overwhelming it.
Well, now we gotta Google, does magical lightning affect metal? Great. All right. Well, let's do that really quick.
You know, Helio, I was actually thinking how we could do the
Does
exact same thing.
magic lightning affect metal D&D? Does that
I love this.
I mean, silver does have some type of magical.
It
Ness to
does.
it,
It
D&D.
does. Link.
Sorry.
No, this is an interesting question that all right, it says it's up to me, and I think this is a cool idea. So yes, it will definitely ignite. Maybe not ignite, but it will definitely conduct through the silver dust as it kind of flies through the air, creating a magnificent display of like electricity, kind of like shocking through the air. Maybe like both like frazzling both of your hairs, but you're not sure if it malfunctions the door or not.
I have a lot of silver.
I mean, I do remember you saying that you were shaving a bunch of silver dust.
I did. I shaved where. I shaved 350 silver worth of silver coins. I have a lot of powdered.
Well, now
I
I
mean,
have
do you
to
want
figure out
just-
how much magic is contained within like a magic trap. I have to figure out like how many times can it shock things. Give me a second, just so you can keep throwing dust at it while that happens. I just have to figure out how much, like if it goes on forever, if it has like a limit, an upper limit to how many times it can go off.
I mean, this kind of is gonna lead into my next question.
Okay.
But this is like we don't have to get into it right now because it's a lot. But like, could Helio theoretically cast like ritual spells and like different spells, not combat related, like not in D&D? Like, say he wanted to cast a spell, like
Sticks to
a
snakes.
random
The
ritual.
classic first edition spell sticks to snakes.
I guess.
That's a real spell, by the way, that I
What?
really desperately wanted to cast at one point as a druid. It's in first edition and second edition D&D. There's a spell called Sticks to Snakes, which does what it says on the tin: turns a bundle of sticks into fucking snakes.
Oh, see, I heard sticks to snakes and thought that it meant something adhered to a snake.
It sticks to snakes.
It makes you stick to snakes now.
Yeah, it just makes you like a magnet to snakes.
Yes.
No, it just like you take a bundle of sticks and you just say sticks to snakes and it becomes snakes, real living
That
snakes
is
that do not go
hilarious.
back to being sticks ever.
Oh,
Nothing
I thought-
short of a wish spell will revert them back to sticks.
wow.
I thought you were saying Styx as in the Underworld River, and I was like, huh, that's a fanciful name for a spell.
Nope, it is incredibly
I love
literal.
that we all wildly misunderstood it, but each version was still hilarious.
Yes, no, it's insane. I love that spell existed, and there was a point, like I said, there was a point as a druid that I asked my DM, like, can I cast this spell? Like, can I modernize this for 5th edition and cast it? Please, I beg of you. I want this to be a spell that I could cast. My DM,
So what I'm hearing is you're gonna let us do that.
my DM said no, but if you guys wanted to cast Sticks to Snakes, what the fuck am I gonna do to stop you? Absolutely nothing. I also would like to point out that the consequence of there being a Sticks to Snakes spell implies that if you cast it at a high enough level, you could turn like a wooden palisade wall, like one that you see here, into a fucking snake, like a
Yes.
massive giant snake. And I just want that out there as well. That was an idea that I thought of while I was like discussing with my DM. Was that I really wanted to do that.
I really thought you were going to end that sentence with the consequence of sticks to snakes implies that one day there will only be snakes. There will be no more sticks.
Yes, eventually we will run out of sticks. Sticks
Also
are a
a valid point.
non-renewable reuse resource. But what was your question? What was Helio? What was your question, person? What was your question?
It was I've always had this idea of essentially I don't know how to describe it, but essentially casting spells in a more traditional sense where like I cast a spell on you sort of thing, or casting a spell for a particular effect that isn't necessarily a D&D spell. So like I want to I don't know how to describe it without it being like more like I have all these ingredients and I can put them together and make something happen.
Oh, okay. So in I think it's Oblivion that you can like make custom spells with like you can like is that what you're kind of talking about, like making like kind of like combining elements from certain spells? My answer to that would be if you wanted to do something like that, you'd have to run it by me first, like in private, and I'd have to kind of like approve it, tweak it a little bit. But I'd totally be open to that. That's a cool idea.
Okay. Because there's a lot of spells in D&D, yeah, but there's not a lot of utility spells, I guess.
The thing I would say also is if you're looking for utility spells, look like in the past editions, especially like fucking sticks to snakes, man. That was a spell that existed. Like I don't know, like if you look in past editions, there are like a lot more like weird utility spells that like if I'm very receptive to a lot of those spells because like honestly, if they were balanced for one edition of D&D, I generally assume they're probably okay, at least for all of them. Like, you know, sticks to snakes isn't gonna fucking break the game, you know? Like, that's okay. We can do sticks to snakes. I don't know. If you find a spell that has, like, precedence, I will almost certainly let you have it. If you want to create your own spell, run the idea by me, and I would be down for that.
Just wait until I turn a wizard staff into a snake in his hand, and then you'll rethink
Yes.
that.
Oh my gosh.
That is great. Sure.
I just remember thinking like when I've played D&D throughout the years, certain things come up that I want to do, but there's not a spell for it in 5th edition, so I'm like, you can't do that, but I want to do that.
5th edition's magic system is like weirdly limited and specific.
It's like
for how many
specific
spells
for
there
combat. It's like all designed around combat. Like there's like maybe
Yeah.
like a handful of utility spells, which is always a bummer, but it is what it is. All right, so this doesn't say that there's any limit to how many times it can do the magic thing that it does. So I'm gonna assume that it can do, at least for my DM purposes, that it can do it infinitely. But you don't know that. So despite throwing tons of silver dust at it and making a very pretty light show, you're not entirely sure that it is out of magic yet, or if it will ever run out of magic.
What if what Helios gonna look to Vesper? Have any silver anything? Like
I have any.
solid silver?
Hmm. I do not. I think everything I have is not silver. This is steel. I have manacles, but they're not silver, I'm pretty sure. I have a hammer.
Those would be some pretty awesome manacles if they were silver, like ones for trapping ghosts or something. That reminds me of, okay, actually, slight tangent. I have to say this because this is like a mandatory, like one of the coolest stories that's ever happened to me in D&D ever, and I have to tell it. So, we were fighting, long story short, we were playing Curse of Strahd. It was a campaign that we were in for like 2 years. We were playing Curse of Strahd as like our second campaign. And one of our characters was a paladin who was part of the Flaming Fists, or something like that. And they got a silver gauntlet. No, they were part of, I don't know. They got a silver gauntlet is like their thing. I don't remember what group they were a part of to get it, but they got it. And his character went to like try to like grapple a ghost, and then the DM was like, I don't know if you can do that. You probably can't. And I was like, I pointed out like, well, if it's a silver gauntlet and silver is good against ghost, does silver gauntlet mean grab ghost? And DM was like, yes, silver gauntlet does mean grab ghost. Grab ghost. And that was the fucking coolest moment ever. I loved it. And like we imagined it like it was fucking like the, you know, like how in The Simpsons Homer grabs Bart and like throttles him by the neck, you know? Like we imagined it like that with the ghost. I don't know, keep going. Okay.
Funny.
You know, what I could try is touch it with my arcane focus and see if the amount of power within it is enough to do what you're trying to do. I mean, it is, at least I think it is,
I mean,
powerful,
we could just
powerful enough.
redirect it somewhere else. But I don't think you'd want to use your focus for that, would you?
I mean, probably not, but I feel like it's the only thing I have, because I don't have anything that's silver specific.
What about copper?
I mean, we've got copper coins.
I was gonna say, you guys have a lot of silver and copper coins. I mean, like that you have for days. I would like to remind you that there is another entrance that you guys have not found yet.
Well, did Helio tell me about this entrance?
He did tell you about this entrance.
But that's back downstairs where we came from.
It is back downstairs.
Well, I mean, should we go do this just two of us, or let other people know? Do you want to just try to do it together?
We can, but that means we have to go all the way back down, and I don't know if I want to go down there with just two of us.
I mean, we did kill most of, well, of the things down there. I know we don't know where the Streamweaver is, but we did kill a lot of the things down there. And, you know, if anything goes wrong, I still have a second level spell slot.
We'll
For
be right back, but Helio will give in to going down.
I mean, we could always use that potion of greater invisibility, so nothing can see us while we do stuff down there. Well, at least one of us. Because I'm pretty sure if I put you in my pocket and I drink the invisibility potion, it's not going to work on you, even though you're on my person.
I really need to make a ruling about that at some point. Like does carrying a person count for their thing? I really need to make a ruling about that. I have to do that at some point.
I mean, you know, Helio, specifically where this other entrance is, right? You know the location.
He's gone currently. Not Helio the person, but person the person.
Person the person.
Person the Helio.
Person the Helio.
I'm assuming he knows. Helio knows. Because if he remembers the map, and if the basement is, I'm assuming, similar in, like, where things are located, he should know, oh, go down this hallway, or turn left here. This is right under the ballroom, or this is where that entrance should be. I'm assuming?
Yeah, Helio could find it probably, given the fact that he's seen the map.
I say, let's do it. Let's go.
Helio gives in. So, alone you trek down to the depths. Let's bring you guys back to here. All right. Hey, pretend you don't see anything yet. You're all blind. Haha, funny. You don't see anything yet. Nothing. You're all blind. What's that? You thought you saw something? You're crazy. Nothing. You see nothing. Nothing at all.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Alright, you guys are going out in the void. Welcome to the void. There you go.
But I have dark vision. No.
I'll send you guys to the void with Eric. Eric's gonna be in the void with you guys. How does that feel?
Ugh. Gross.
You're not in the void, don't worry. You guys, Vesper and Helio are up here. Everybody else in the void.
Can we just do a little pro-void violence real quick to him?
Yeah, you can do whatever kind of violence you want. Here, let me give you guys control of his token. You guys can stretch him out and do whatever horrible things. Actually, let me save his token really quick so that way I have a copy of his token. But then you guys can do whatever horrible token violence you would like to do to him.
All you hear is just a bunch of like grunts and like in
Yeah.
the void.
Come back, boy.
I wonder you guys all have stakes and holy water.
There we go. We got him. All right, epic. That's a true gamer moment. Where is... There is. Alright, everybody has control of Eric now. Congratulations.
Kill him. Put him to 0. Kill him forever. He's got 144 hit points. He has more hit points than that demon thing we fought.
He does have a lot of hit points.
Jeez.
Alright, okay. Anywho, beans. Alright, so... Oh, you don't see the skeleton. See that skeleton behind you? He's not really there. Forget about him. See that skeleton? What skeleton? No! GM layer. Not... stupid thing. Go to the GM layer. What? Why aren't you on the GM layer? Go. Okay, never mind. Go away. Goodbye. See you later. Hardly knew ya. Alright. Vesper and Helio. You guys are in the basement again. Your directions tell you that you're gonna have to go... First of all, down this hallway. Actually, I'll just bring you guys back to here. There you go. So your directions are saying to go this way.
We will go that way.
Alright.
In the back.
We'll go at half speed, so we're extra quiet because we still haven't had a chance to do any shopping, and my armor is not very quiet. And try to avoid spider webs as much as possible. I don't know if it's going to do anything, even though we killed what we think is everything, but just use the lantern and just try to avoid stuff as much as possible.
Okay. Give me some stealth checks with advantage since you guys are going half speed.
Advantage. Stealth.
Alright. Currently, nothing seems to notice you.
No.
Yeah. With advantage.
Well, let's make a perception check. Give me a minute.
Helio, stay in my pocket. Don't make any sounds.
Did someone say pocket healer?
Oh my god.
Alright. Yeah, currently seems like nothing notices you. Just like there's like bunches of spiders skittering around all over the place. Again, like the creaking of the foundations above you. The kind of depressing atmosphere of this building kind of continues to weigh heavily on you.
Yes.
Could just set it on fire.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I have a tinder box. I could probably do it. But Helio, do you see what I see?
I think so. What are we looking?
Down there, straight ahead.
Do.
Can you not see it?
Helio sees two skeleton-y looking people.
Yeah. But because of the spider, I don't think they're going to move. But just be very careful, just in case.
And he's
Got it?
inside the pocket, kind of. He's like hanging out of the pocket because he doesn't want to be all the way in the pocket.
Right. Keep your head out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled. But we want to go around this way?
Yes.
Okay.
But is the direction you're going.
So try to avoid
Hey, really
Ellie's-
quick, you don't have to make me a perception check. You'll notice that these skeletons here, their heads are like watching you, like they're following your movements, like tracing you guys as you kind of tippy-toe this way. And then as you guys kind of march out of vision, they step forward a bit to kind of continue watching you.
Are they connected to any like webbies like the other skeletons were?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
One of the skeletons will... Wait, Vesper, do you have your light on or no? You do or you don't?
I do.
You do? Okay. One of the skeleton's eyes will, as it's within your range, will begin to like light up with like two blue orbs kind of are like inside of the eyes where like the eye sockets would be.
Yeah. Do you remember the purple eye that we saw at the church? Do you know anything like that but blue?
Do you know anything? I saw that. It moved forward.
I'm just moving them. They're currently like I'm just trying to move them to where like they currently are. They're about there.
He's freaking him out.
They definitely seem like you don't even need to make me an Arcana check to know that like there's something watching you. Like definitely something watching you.
There's something watching us through the eyes. I don't know exactly what it's doing.
Did we kill the skeletons? That's gonna cause a lot of noise.
Don't.
Hey, give me 1 second. Vesper, the light on your lantern goes out.
Uh-oh. We should go back. I'll take 2 steps back.
Okay. Hey, give me 1 second. Don't move. Don't move yet. Don't move. Don't worry. Don't move. You should worry, but don't move yet. Oh no. Oh no, that nat 1. Okay. Alright. I would say you kind of feel like a cold breeze kind of like coming out of like the darkness. and like you kind of like hear like a wet kind of like on the floor as like something connects with the floor very hard. But it seems to be like right next to you. And then you hear like the skittering of spider legs, like the skittering of thousands of spider legs, and also kind of like the wet slapping of like of kind of like something like kind of like a sea creature, kind of like walking on like a stone floor, kind of like circling around you as you're leaving. And the area around you gets so dark that even your dark vision doesn't help you see.
Bollocks. I grab Helio and I, as much as I can remember where things are located, I start running.
Give me. We'll just do contested dexterity to see if you can escape. Give me a dexterity check.
Just a check.
Yeah, you can do that or athletics. I'll let you choose either.
Athletics. Don't fail me now.
Well, you continue, you keep running. But unfortunately, you collide with something that feels like a big. Here, I'll show you kind of where you guys are. You guys get maybe to about here. And you collide with a spider web that does not feel like it's budging. Like you try shoving against it, but it's like got like enough like springy resistance to kind of like hold you there. For now, I'm going to say, just so that I don't forget, this spider web is basically like a wall. It's acting as a wall essentially. And from this angle over, you hear, again, like that same kind of like the wet slapping of something kind of like connecting against the stone pavement, but also then just like the skittering of 1,000 spider legs coming towards you.
Helio?
Yes.
Anything to get me out of here?
Well, you know how I said we could burn it down before?
Yeah, I can't move, so you're going to have to burn it yourself.
Helio uses prestidigitation to ignite webs.
Give me 1 second. Aha, okay, that's it. Will it work? Oh, I don't even think he's on. Oh, okay. Let's... Gosh, I really wish that music bot still worked. All the music bots. I really wish that they still fucking worked. There we go. Let's play that a couple times. That's kind of a general what you're hearing right now. That kind of vibe. Yeah.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you hated it as much as I do. So, yeah, you're hearing that coming towards you.
Helio, a little bit faster, please.
I'm just gonna like... Actually, I think it'd be better if I just take out the knife and start cutting.
Do it, do it, do it.
Yes, Helio is gonna take out the knife and try and cut Vesper free.
Vesper isn't necessarily stuck. It's just more that, like, the web behind you guys, like, the web keeping you here is, like, incredibly thick and not letting you leave.
Oh. And, Helio, you can do the thing where you went through the door, right? You know, you didn't go through the door, you face stepped through it?
Helio looks for a 1-inch gap.
Give me a perception check. With disadvantage, since you're running out of time here.
Right.
Oh, I want this. Come on, man. Keep playing my spider noises. Give me my ominous spider noise. Just play it infinite. Play it infinite. Go. Loop. Do it. There we go. You're sending commands too fast. Slow down. Yeah, fuck off. You do manage to find a gap. Which allows you to get right through here. However,
Go ahead, sorry.
Vesper is still on the other side.
No, that's fine. If you can get through, that's fine. I'm gonna cast Misty Step and go through 30 feet ahead of me, past the wall of things.
Okay. All right.
So, if Helio can get through there, I'll Misty Step and then just keep going.
Okay.
But make sure I have Helio on me, at least like holding onto my hair or my arm or whatever. But if I know he's with me, then we're just gonna book it up the stairs.
Give me one more athletics check.
Helio's gonna be lighting shit on fire as they go.
All right. After a moment of running, the leave. Get out of here, boy. Leave. There we go. After a moment of running, the sounds of like spider skittering eventually kind of dies down, and you guys make it back to the surface, back to the top, back up topside. Here we go.
Is there anything we can like block whatever we went through to go downstairs?
Yeah,
just
the
to,
door
like...
the door leads up to like a kitchen, so you can find like tons of like barrels and counters and cupboards to like move and block the door if you'd like.
Okay. I will do that. I'll push all the stuff there.
Okay.
So at least there's some sort of like physical barrier before that spider has to get to us if it decides to come upside.
Okay. All right. All right.
But-
I really wish, God, I hate that music bots don't work now. God, fucking YouTube, piece of shit. I want my multi-level layered ambiance where I have like 5 music bots all playing different sounds. That way, like, the full soundscape is there. But, of course, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Let's see, does this boy do it? Maybe he does. Alright, we're gonna try this boy. We're gonna add him to server. I'm gonna try adding him really quick and see if he can do his job. Join us, boy. Authorize. Yes, I'm a human. Great, I have to decide which ones are boats. That's a boat. That's a boat. That's a boat. That's a boat. Boat. Boat.
I'm on a boat.
What the What the fuck? Look at this picture that they used for a boat. It's like a picture from like a I think that has to be like either Japanese or Chinese like text. It's from like a magazine. Let me
Show it to me.
show you. It's like really blurry, so I don't know. Let's go to there we go. Save that. What? Where did they get that picture? Downloads. Here we go. You put that into general chat. Look at that. Look at that. That's an image that they're using for boat. Or at least I think that's supposed to be a boat, right? Alright, let's see if that
Yeah,
works.
it's like a dragon boat, one of those like racing dragon boats. But it does, I mean, from my experience, it does look like it comes from like a Japanese variety show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man.
It's really tiny.
Isn't that weird? I don't know. It's just weird that that was like the image that that's one of the images like CAPTCHA chose to give me. What's a sound I should test on our new music bot to see if it works? There we go. Got it. Alright. Let's see if this works. It works! It
Wait.
works! It works! Alright.
Wait, what?
Mwah.
Mwah. Mwah.
Ah.
We'll do it one more time just so that he gets his full. Got him. Everybody got him. There we go. Alright, great. Thanks, Music Bot. You're the best. Yeah, Subaru Duck. I love. Oh my gosh. Does anybody actually watch Subaru on YouTube or no?
I only saw like a couple episodes. That was it.
She is my favorite VTuber. I love her. Oh my gosh. I love her. But alright. Anyways, back topside. How much time do we have left? 1 hour. Alright. Man, as much as I like this area that I created, we're like a month out of date now, and I really just want to get us through this area. I'm kind of done. Like, I want us to get back out on the main adventure. I kind of thought that this would be over, like, on Halloween, so I'm like, ugh. Alright. Alright, okay.
It'll be over if you just say it's over and we magically go
I
back to
could,
the
but
place.
I'm not doing that. Maybe there might be a chance next session, like if everybody's here and like I get the relevant information out that is like important, there might be a chance that I abandon this area because I'm like, at this point we're coming up on like on Christmas, man. Halloween is in the past, long gone. But all right, so spooky Halloween bit aside, you guys make it back upstairs and back to the door that you guys saw. You guys make it back to your wonderful door that you guys could not open.
We go through it and we push a bunch of stuff to block it.
Oh no, I meant more like your ballroom door. Like you guys go back to where I'm just assuming that you guys went back there as like a, after a while.
What is the door made of?
Door is made out of wood.
Oh.
And wood and gold inlay.
Back, please. Step back, please.
Stepping back.
Helio is going to max level shatter this door.
Okay, give me 1 second to check something. Just to double check, because I ripped this spell from an earlier edition, and I have to see if it does what I think it does.
It's probably rebounds. Unless...
Alright, so you cast Shatter on the door, and the door vibrates, and like it shakes, and you kind of like, you both kind of like get down, you duck and cover. But despite that, the door holds firm. And you know that a door of like this kind of like make, it's old, it's kind of like decrepit. Though it has this kind of like gold inlay, that's not strong enough to stop like a full like max cast of Shatter. And it definitely like there's definitely some kind of strong magic holding this door together.
Well, I guess the only thing left to do is upcast Dispel Magic and see if I can try that again.
Okay.
Does it matter what level you cast Dispel Magic at?
If you upcast it, then it automatically
it beats higher level spells. So like if the spell if like let's say like the spell was like he cast it earlier, and let's say like he rolled like a 13 on his dice, and then he like upcasts it, like then it's like he can like automatically beat spells of like 5th level or higher, What level are you casting it at?
4th level.
4th level. For each spell 4th level or higher, make an ability check. For each spell, okay. When you cast a spell, you automatically end the spell with effect. You can roll me the dice again.
Okay. Dice.
Will the dice be nice?
Be nice dice. 22?
Hey, the dice are nice. You kind of like focus all your energy on it, And after a bit, like, you kind of like get breathe, you get your hands like right under the door, and Vesper, you're like, oh shit, he's gonna like kill himself. But after a moment of touching it, the door creaks open, and on the other side is a sort of empty, decrepit, dusty ballroom. And both of you guys make me never mind. You guys hear like violin music, kind of like faintly echoing from like a kind of stage that's within the room. It's pitch dark in there though.
Helio just kind of like lays on the ground for a moment. Oh God. Great.
So I just have a question to sort of see about getting us in the same area. Would we have heard the shatter?
Yeah, you guys can be with them by now.
I mean, it's just
I-
to, like,
I
at
come-
least be running over.
Yeah.
I come like skipping in, eager to show off the shiny new rocks I found.
You just see a blue splotch on the ground, just like laying there in front of the door.
She pulls out the new crystals and just like puts them around him while he's laying on the ground. Like, this might help you feel better.
Energy recharged. Thank you. Thank you very much. He's just gonna sit there until we decide to go in.
Well, just to catch you two up, and I'm assuming Finch and Eric are nearby as well. We went downstairs to try to go into this room through a separate entrance, and I'm pretty sure we found the Dark Weaver. It was very scary. Sounded like 1,000 spider legs were chasing after us. We made it back up here, but now Helia was able to get the door open, and I don't know if you can hear that, but there's sounds like violin music in there, and I know Finch is going to want to steal it, but for now, apparently there's some sort of magical weapon in there. So, yeah, you are now caught up, and we want to go in there.
I found
Skip.
some real shiny rocks.
How fun! We'll look at it when we get back. But for now,
The Dark Weaver pursuing you?
I don't know. It was kind of, but we were able to get past a very strong wall of spider webs. So whether or not it's going to continue coming after us, I don't know. But I'd rather get this magical weapon first before it can reach us.
Yeah, he'll nod.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Does
So-
my lantern not work at all anymore?
Your lantern does work. Once you try to like flicker it back on, it does, like, after a second it kind of sputters, like the flame kind of like, like has like reignite itself, but once it's good, it starts back up again just fine.
Yeah, I think the Dark Weaver knows how to make light go away because it made my lantern go off, and that was not very happy feeling.
Alva's just going to be holding a produced flame just so that they have a secondary source of light as they go into this room.
Okay. All right. So I do have a battle map for this, but I'm not going to pull it up because I'm going to save it for a little bit. You go in, and it's still like, it's, despite like definitely having seen its like fair share of spider carnage, this place sees more dust than spider webs. It is very thoroughly abandoned. Like, this place has been sealed for a long time. On one end of the ballroom, there is a large set of double doors that you guys come through. Like I said, inlaid with gold. On the other side of the doors, above the door frame, in sort of like a gold inlaid text, it just says tavern, like on one end, so you guys are you're going back out to the tavern, and then like it says ballroom on when you're coming in. The ballroom itself is very grand, very large. It's got an upper balcony area that seems like it was catered for like people watching the ball, but also perhaps people playing instruments from that like level. And in about the center of the room, like in the center, like to the, like on the right hand wall of the room, in the center, there is a stage, and on the stage there is a ghostly kind of like figure draped in kind of like gossamer thin like robes. Its face is like you can't make out what its face looks like, and it doesn't really appear to have one at all. The robes are just kind of draping down, kind of like a willowy kind of tree, and it is just kind of quietly playing a violin. And though it is like playing this violin with some intensity, the sound is very muffled and muted. You can barely hear it.
Does it seem to take any notice of our presence?
No.
Approach cautiously.
Okay. You get closer.
I will stay back and guard the door.
Okay. So as you approach, you can begin to sort of make out some features of this person, and they've got this. Let me pull up a picture of it so I can describe it to you better, and also show it to you. Give me 1 second. Ba 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 ba. Let's see. Come here. Come here. Where are you? That's not it. That's something else. Meh. Meh. No, that's not it either. Here it is. Got it. All right. So, as you get closer, this figure kind of becomes slightly more visible, and it's a very well dressed, sort of like they definitely don't seem like they're from the Sword Coast. That's for sure. Whatever, like this outfit they're wearing, though it is like definitely kind of in a sword, like the outside, like the kind of like robes they're wearing are kind of like a sort of Sword Coast style, like that kind of like, you know, older kind of European style, kind of like almost like a wedding dress almost. But as you approach that kind of appearance fades and gives way to a more like foreign, distant style. And the clothing is like very ornate, very colorful. And the figure is like a very pale white with no pupils in their eyes. They've got some kind of like fancy makeup on and long curly Q horns that like extend from like their forehead and then they curl down all the way to about like their waist.
Oh, wow.
And they continue standing there, playing the violin, but you can also notice that their expression is like rather sullen, rather sad.
Does this person resemble Relira?
Hey, that they do a little bit. It's almost like they're sisters or something. And so yeah, with that connection, you're like, this definitely does get back there, you stupid thing. With that realization, you immediately come to like the thought that like, okay, maybe this is some kind of fairy looking, like a fairy thing, you know, like a half fairy, half fae, half tiefling type deal. And this is the point where Finch would step in and know exactly who this character is. And to give you the broad strokes, so that way I can go over it with Finch separately, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to happen with Finch in this moment. This is, let me just make triple sure I have everything right, because I don't want to give any false information to you guys and then have to correct it next session.
So I'm actually gonna hop off.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
It's just finally hitting me, so I will talk to you all later.
Bye. Thank you for playing.
Bye.
Yes, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so Finch will express that this is indeed Yahala, the youngest of the three sisters of Ulshana, Relira, and obviously Yahala. I also, Joe, I know what you're thinking right now. I know. I remember our conversation. I remember. But anyways,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
what? Ah, never mind. I'll explain.
Which conversation?
The one remember how you said how her name makes you always want to, like, the song? I thought that's what you were thinking about. I could have sworn I heard you like remember that. But anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely her is what Finch will express. And this instrument that she's playing, this violin, is quite special. It's quite a unique piece of equipment. Finch will reach out and after having a brief kind of conversation with it, she'll be granted the violin. She'll take it, and the violin. I will show you both a picture of what kind of person you're dealing with, and also what the violin is. So I will show you. Here's the person. Here's what they look like.
Oh, pretty.
That's what they look like. And then let's find a picture of the violin so that way I can show you what that looks like and what its special feature is. I'm also going to immediately delete this picture so that way I don't give the secret up for Kirsten, because I don't want her to figure the secret out immediately. Going into it knowing. So you guys are going to see it, and then you're going to have to look at it very quickly, and then I'm going to delete it instantly. So I have to find the image, though. That's the first important thing.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
That would be really cool if it was
just a tad.
Yeah, just a tad cool. There it is. All right.
I can just imagine Finch being in battle.
Ooh.
So it's a violin that unfolds into a magical kind of crossbow.
Cool.
With a kind of thin, straight, magical string that stretches across both of the bow strings, and it can be used basically like a crossbow, but it also gives advantage on ranged spell attacks and some other cool things. But now you've seen it, now you don't, because it's gone. And Kirsten's going to discover this stuff for herself later in the week. But Kirsten gets granted that, or I guess Finch gets granted that, and after having what I'm assuming is going to be quite an emotional conversation with Yahala, yeah, you guys will be still in this room, and I'm deciding if I want to. We'll call it there. You know what? Because Yahala is going to give her some information. Yeah, Yahala is going to give her some information as well. But there you go. That's where we're going to call it. I think that's the session, gang.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Stop recording.